The Caledonia Warriors ended up with a come-from-behind win in week number 5 over Rochester Lourdes last Friday night. Head coach Carl Fruechte joining us to chat about it. And coach, after reviewing the film of that one, what got it done for you kids?
Well, I think we just got tired of ourselves at halftime, to be quite honest, and just decided, we got to play Caledonia football. A lot of credit's got to go to Mike and his coaching staff and his kids. Thought they played a whale of a game, played extremely hard, and I'm not so for sure that we did that right away. To be honest with you, Darren, we've got to learn to start faster, and the kids know it, the coaches know it. We're trying to get them to start faster, and I'll be honest, I think this is where coaches, I think, sometimes overcoach. Comes a time in every young person's heart where they've got to decide, I want to start fast, I want to play football, or I want to do my best here. And again, that's where we try to relate it to the rest of their lives. And right now, we're going through a growing period, and at halftime, we sort of seem to figure that out. But again, Lords deserves a lot of credit. And on the flip side, I am proud of our kids for listening, making some changes, and then playing with more heart. Which it's better, it's better to do it late than never. So again, good learning opportunities for us.
What allowed your team to flip that switch at halftime?
That is a great question, Darren. Man, if I could really answer that. Yeah, right. We're trying to get into the mind of a young man. I just think that they were, I don't know, I'm going to use the old cliche of just tired of what was happening and they wanted to switch. Our biggest, I think I said this at the beginning of the year, Darren, our biggest issue is communication. This generation doesn't really want to communicate. They like each other. They like each other, but football is a game of communication, offensively, defensively, special teams. And we kept hearing from our kids on the sidelines, well, nobody's talking. Well, guys, we can't talk for you. You're going to have to figure this out. You're going to have to communicate. And um, I think, again, a couple seniors had something to say. I had something to say. Our coaches made good adjustments. And I think they just like, yeah, we just got to do this. So.
And how important is it having the young people kind of lead the way on that end of things? As you just talked about, you can't talk for them as a coaching staff. The young people have to lead the way. How important was your kids stepping up and sending that message to the rest of their teammates?
Yeah, it's extremely important. That's everything that we believe in, Darren. It's everything that we've been trying to teach for how many years. Again, excuse me, I always reflect back to what my father told me. Dad was always big on high school sports is to get you ready for real life. And you can do that through winning championships and, doing all that. And sometimes too, it comes from the other side from losing ball games too, right? And our job is to get them ready for real life. And again, I'm a realist, Darren. I'm a pretty positive. I view myself as a positive man, but I look out into our crazy world, and I don't like all this. Everything's going to be all right. They're going to be fine. They're going to be well, man. For me, I want to make sure that they are ready, and so does our coaching staff, and we want to make sure that they're ready, taking the next steps when they leave us. So, yeah, it's extremely important, and uh, you know, I hope they view it like we're empowering them to make great decisions and choices.
And when you look at how the game went, and you mentioned that you need to get out of the gates a little quicker than you have in most games this year, is there anything you can do from a management perspective to do that, or is it a case of the kids have to look inward? Do you have to assist them with that? How does that all work?
Well, we want everything out on the table. So we've talked about, do we need to come down to the field in a different way? Do we need to do certain warm up, drills different? Do we need to change things up? And um, again, you're giving young people a voice, and they have told us that they like our warm up, they like our routine. And like I always tell them, if you're not going to speak up and then complain after the year, that's garbage. Um, so here's your opportunity to say, hey, Carl, I'd really like us to just change this up a little bit or change that up. So My point is right. People, I see it with adults all the time. We say things that we want to, we say one thing to the face, but behind the scenes, we have a whole different, and I just that drives me crazy. Just be honest. Tell us what you're thinking. We're okay with changing things. And right now, they tell us they like everything, so it's inward. They got to change inward if they're not going to tell us the changes that they think they need.
And both offensively and defensively, you got on the scoreboard in that second half. Take us through some of those big plays that maybe allowed that juices to get flowing that much more.
Well, I think Coach Hauser, made a great call there with a little seam route by Grant and a little bubble, and that was Will threw a great ball. But to me, the play of the game was Zeke Engler when he just came over the top without going through the wide receiver's back and just stripped the ball and intercepted it with one hand. I was on the upfield side of it, so I got to see it in full. I was watching the whole play, and I think that just really energized our guys. It was a heck of a play. I see it was one of the lacrosse stations play of the week, and I think that was the turning point, Darren, where the guys are like, okay, Zeke he's doing everything to intercept that ball. We're ready to go.
And this week, you make a long trip up to Randolph to take on the Rockets. What are you expecting Friday night?
I see a great football team. We have told our kids. I'm really bad, Darren, at knowing teams' records because I don't care. I just don't care. Um, I've always been that way. I'm not going to change because records are very deceiving when it comes to high school. Well, any level. Um, and the only reason I do know is because one of our assistant coaches sort of echoed what I said at lunchtime. I told him, like, guys, I see a great football team. They're very good. Uh, Dover's very good too, but Randolph turned the ball over at some key positions on the field against Dover. And as you know, Darren, turnovers kill football teams. So we have great respect for them. Um, uh, like I said, my one assistant coach echoed, the same thing when we were watching tape, after, and he mentioned their record. That's the only reason why I know. But the coaches, we know that they're a good football team. The coach does a great job, a lot of misdirection. My son Isaac knows him from recruiting and has a lot of respect for him. So that's all I need to hear. I like what I see on the field, and yeah, we got to be ready, Darren. We got to be ready, and there's no excuses. And this is again a great opportunity, and we get to go somewhere we've never been before and play a great school and a great football program, and we have a lot of respect for them, Darren. So yeah, we're excited about it.
And I know you're not the self-promoting type, but I got to ask you about it. Last week, of course, win number 200 in your career as a head coach. And I know you're not a results-based only guy, but when you have a win like that, does it allow you to maybe be reflective on the
Mm.
big picture of high school football? Maybe I know you don't do it a lot probably in the course of the season, but does what were you thinking after getting that win last Friday night?
That I'm old, and that I've been coaching a long time. I honestly, how grateful I was, or I didn't know that Greg and the school would do what they did. I honestly had no, I wasn't, I wasn't prepared for that, Darren. But just grateful to all the coaches that have been with us, past and present, all the players, regardless of their level. Again, my son Isaac and I talk a lot of, about football, culture, kids, society. When you get into it, these aren't the things that you think about. You know what I mean? You don't think about uh, records and accomplishments. You just think about how you can get people better, how you can help them, how you can limit your mistakes, and just to help young people. That's what was going through my brain. And Saturday, excuse me, yeah, Saturday is sort of my wife and I like to take Saturday afternoons, and we were watching little college football. We wanted to watch Ethan. who was starting kickoff and kick return and for the Gophers. And so we were driving down to Brownsville to get a burger and a root beer. And um, I was thinking about one of my first speed clinics that I had as an assistant coach, Darren. And I got my butt chewed by, at that time, it was the U of M strength coach because we just didn't have enough guys there. I mean, I remember it clearly. And it's just funny what pops into your brain. And, it's just, yeah, but you just sort of keep your head down and just keep grinding, right? And our kids deserve that from us.
All right, Coach. Hopefully, 201 can come this Friday night to keep your kids healthy. We wish best of luck and happy trip home from Randolph on Friday night.
Sounds good, Darren. It'll be a great time. Thank you.
Caledonia coach Carl Fruechte. It's Caledonia and the Rockets of Randolph coming up this Friday night.